I'm excited to talk about the silent killers in the market. And I'm not talking about the things that kill your business. I'm talking about those in the marketplace that are absolutely killing it and nobody really knows about them. If you join me for the first time, my name is Brad Hogan. I'm a business guy here in Central Florida, and this is Season 3, Episode 9, just talking about pivoting through life. And today, we're talking about those silent killers and what they need to do to improve and what the potential is for all of us out there. I'm just so encouraged. I just spent 3 days, 3 power-packed days with a company right here in Florida. They are in the trades. They happen to be a roofing company, but similar to all trades, whether you're in HVAC, electrical, plumbing, heating, doesn't matter. All those trades are kind of blue collar. And I hooked up with a guy here. He called me, said, hey, come into the business, check it out, see what you're seeing, and I'd like to know your perspective. And what's happening, he's not really doing anything wrong. He's just growing so fast. It's the organization of the company and all the components that go with it. But I just want to talk about those things, those silent killers. And to kind of frame this whole thing, there are roofing companies out there that are 50 million. They're in the top 25 in the United States if we go look them up. This guy's at 100 million, poised to do 250 million, just poised to take off with his business model. And he's not worried about any association magazines or any press from that standpoint. Just a genius master marketer. His whole business model is helping other people, helping to make blue-collar millionaires, and he's absolutely doing it. He is helping so many people in the business. We saw one business that had come in and got advice from him that went from 8 million to 18 million. There was another business that was 2.6 million to 10 million, just like that. And just phenomenal growth. Excited about it. One of the opportunities when we get into a business like this is the leadership role. And I think one of the biggest mistakes we make with leadership is leading by assumption. And frequently, I talk about this. We will take a person that's very good at their job, maybe it's a salesperson, and they're just killing it. So we put them in a management role. We just kind of assume that they're natural leaders or managers, and they're not. While we can help them grow into that role, we can teach them, they can learn. We need to recognize as leaders and business owners that not everyone is just a natural born leader. It takes some time, and making that assumption sometimes hurts us, and maybe it stymies our growth within the organization and can be a point of contention or frustration. There are basically 5 leadership principles that I want to emphasize and just talk about some of those things as a leader that we do. If you want to impress someone, well, talk about your success. And there's nothing wrong with that. If you don't talk about your success, no one's going to know about it. And that's what attracts other business people to you. You need other business people around you to make your business stronger. We can't know everything, no matter how smart we are. We've got to get around those people, whether it's a coach, whether it's a friend, whether it's a colleague. I suggest all the above. I've got 2 coaches right now. They do 2 very different things. Even though I'm hired as a coach or to collaborate or to give advice, consult, I've still got my own coaches helping me get to the next level. If you want to be vulnerable, talk about your failures. We all have them, and I'm not talking about going on social media, just talking about how you fail your way to success necessarily. I'm talking about being real, having real conversations with people, other people that are vulnerable that can help you. Not someone to poke fun at you, but it's an important quality, it's an important trait to be in that safe space and be able to talk about those failures. When people understand that it's about them and it's not about me, then they open up. Then they gravitate towards you, and then we're able to help them. This company that I was with for those last 3 days, the leader, the CEO, the guy that owns the company, he is out there on social media, but he doesn't care about the other press. And I said, hey, there's got to be a balance there. Sometimes he can come off a little harsh or a little brash. I don't think that bothers him. He doesn't care about it. But sometimes people don't get the message that he's actually trying to help other people and doing it in a big way. The other thing is just being for people rather than for myself. And when we help enough other people, we will get what we want. And not doing it for that reason, it's just being able to help people. I think of here in Central Florida, other roofers will call on me, especially in the tile arena. They'll call on me, they have questions about an install or a build in general, and I'm happy to go out there on the job. That doesn't pay me anything. I don't have any financial interest in it. It doesn't necessarily benefit me on the spot, but just being a good person. And one of the reasons why I do that is there are people that help me. I don't have all the answers, and when I need them, I call on other people, and there's two people specifically in the industry that have really become my mentors. They're guys of high moral character. They know their stuff. They're quality individuals, etc. I can call them anytime. They'll answer my phone call. If they're busy, they call me right back. And I just rely on them for, questions in the industry as well as some technical questions. But be that person. So I would pose these two questions to you. Who are you calling on in your industry as a friend, as a mentor, as a colleague, and also who's calling on you? Be a resource. Don't be too busy to help people. I want to talk about the power of 5. Number 1, have a clear goal. And we need this as a company. So as a company, it's talking about core values. It's talking about our business plan. It's talking about our mission statement, our purpose statement, what that looks like. And then it's having goals and values as departments. So accounting has a goal and production has a goal. Maybe production is measuring, they can't control what sales does and how many roofs they're putting on, but how about problems per 100 roofs? Or problems per 10 roofs built. And there's a measuring stick. In order to have a clear goal, it needs to be measurable, it needs to be definable. A goal is something that we can obtain 70% of the time. If it's easily obtainable, that's not a real goal. And if it's impossible, that's not a goal either, that's just a dream. So have clear goals. The second thing is having the right tools. And the right tools could be anywhere, anything from the CRM, the software, the camera app that sales and production need, to the right software for accounting. Peachtree, QuickBooks comes to mind. I'm sure there's some others that are more sophisticated. Is it a computer? Is it, some kind of electronic device? Is it a laptop? Is it your iPhone? Is it GPS tracking devices on your truck? What is it? What tools do we need? And you know what? Along with tools, sometimes it's having the right people in place. It's a who instead of a how. And we need to look at that as well. Make sure we got the right people in the right places. The third thing is take action, because good intentions are worthless. We all want to do the right thing, always. And we all want to achieve great things. That doesn't mean anything. What are we doing? What are we doing to actually get there? And this is really where that who comes in, not the how. If you have been thinking for an extended period of time of something you need to do in your business, I'm going to encourage you to find that person that can get that done for you, that can take you to the next level. Stop putting it off. Do it today. Stop trying to figure out how and start looking for the who that can help you get to the next level. Invest in yourself, invest in your business, invest in that person. Number 4, stay focused. You got to be honed in on those goals. As a leader, it's constantly talking about with your team what those are. So as a whole team, maybe we're talking about core values. We want to build the best product possible. We want to build the best roof. I want that client, when we leave, that homeowner, that business owner, to not just say, wow, they were good roofers, but that was a pleasant experience. That was great. That's what we want to leave with. That's the 5-star review. Those are the things that we're after. We want to make it better for our industry, not just for us, but for everyone. There's enough negative, and we all know when something negative happens, man, word travels fast. Something good happens, maybe they tell somebody. And you see that in reviews too. And number 5, be consistent. Consistency compounds. When you have a big win, I know it's human nature to go celebrate, to take some time off, to go on vacation, to reward yourself. I'm not suggesting that you don't reward yourself. You've got to do that. But man, take a pause, go to dinner, celebrate it with your team, and man, get right back on it. I mean, this is time to put the accelerator through the floorboard. You got to get on it harder than ever. When you've got that momentum, you got to keep it going. There are 5 essentials, and I'm a big believer that personal growth matters. Growth is not automatic. Every day, value people. Add value to people's lives. Add value to their business. Add value to their job. When you do that, you're adding value to them. You're adding value to their family. Help them out. If they're struggling with something, maybe they need to read another book. Maybe it's something you've been through. And for those that come to you that are struggling, you simply tell, hey, you've got a story to tell. And one day, there's going to be somebody that's in the spot you're in right now. You're going to be able to coach them, help them through it. We need you. Add value to those people and value those around you. Look for ways to add value, and how I view people determines how I value people. You know, are we looking at that person struggling and saying, man, that's tough, they're not going to make it? Or are we encouraging them? It's a mindset. Know that we're either lifting people up or we're letting them down. It's one of the two. And thirdly, this ties right in with the first 2, is mindset matters. You know, how I think, that matters. And it goes back to who we're around, what we're putting in our mind, what we're listening to. The difference between successful people and average people is the way they think. Creative people believe there's always an answer. There's always an answer to the problem. Focus on the solution, live in the solution. What happens is we come to a problem and we hit this ceiling and we just keep bumping our head against it till we break through. And then you come to the next ceiling. And that's how your business is going to grow. That's what's going to matter. Focus on the sowing and not the reaping. Don't focus on getting out on the boat and going on vacation. Don't let that take over your life as you have success. Keep putting the work in. I see it constantly in my company is the guys that do the work, they have these big wins. And I always say, you did the work. It's because you did the work. Everything is uphill. If you will keep that in mind, there's no downhill. Everything's uphill every day. If you just get used to it and grind it out. I think about the athletes in the weight room. I'm talking about the guys that are really into it. The athletes getting to the next level. And it's painful. And sometimes it's not fun. But they do it so often when it just becomes a part of who they are and a part of their life. Man, the strength, the conditioning, the next level, it happens. Those are the guys operating at a real high level. It's all uphill. Don't have downhill habits. Don't think I can coast because I did this or that. You just get consistent and stay on that treadmill, if you will. Get good. Get good at what you're doing. If you are good, any brand will work. And if you are bad, no brand will help. If you are good, any brand will work. Just know that. So I think about, we're primarily a sales organization, although we're in the service industry. And what happens anytime the manufacturer, the supplier, the wholesaler has an increase in price, there's always sales guys in there who go, oh man, I mean, you know, it's too expensive. I go, time out. I mean, the price increases for the whole industry. Just say thank you very much for the raise. It's like a cost of living raise. It's what you're thinking. And if you think your product is too expensive, sell the value of the brand. A sale happens when the customer perceives the value is more than the cost. That's when that happens. You've got to sell the company, sell the brand. It's everything. Every single successful person has many failures. Test, fail, learn, and improve. Test, fail, learn, and improve. We just go through that over and over, and I like to say we are failing our way to success because we've all got those failures. Know what success looks like. Know what your failures look like. Embrace those, learn from them, and keep going. Leadership matters. You know, everything in my company rises and falls on me. It's up to me, and leadership is learned. So we get better. We get better as leaders, and we need to make those leaders within our organization, those around us, we need to make them better. What are you doing in your company to invest in, to develop, to make your leaders better? I'm not talking about the annual picnic. I'm not talking about the annual trips or the quarterly trips. I'm talking about what are we doing? What systems do we have in place that's helping to develop them? What about employees? I mean, do you have Book of the Month Club? What book are we reading? Who's leading that group? What's that look like? Those are just little things that we can do besides going bowling on Thursdays. I'm not suggesting that going bowling on Thursday is not important. That culture is important, but it's also cool to be talking about developmental things from department to department. When we improve the leadership skills and good values, everything around me will improve. Everything. Employees, leaders, managers, they start seeing it different. Even the employees within the company, as they're being spoken to differently with respect and value, and people are seeing the positive in them. It's not just me, it's other people throughout the company are seeing value in everyone. It helps us all grow. We're lifting up everyone. And finally, the fifth thing I would say to you is significance matters. Success is about me, but significance is about other people. They want to know they're valued. You know, there's a study that shows when people leave a company, let's say it's a lateral move, the money's the same. Why did they leave? Well, they leave because they don't feel valued, they don't feel respected, they don't feel loved, they don't feel needed, no one's paying attention to them. That's what this is about. And that's why significance is about other people. Success without significance is not fulfilling. You could have extremely successful people within your organization, but if they don't feel heard or significant, they're not going to stay around. There needs to be a sense of accomplishment for everyone, for all of your leaders, for all of your people. That's where it starts. A sense of accomplishment. Get everybody a win and build from there. Hey, I love you guys. I'll see you in the next one.